Shalom. I want to begin by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem Rakah Kadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, who are my teachers. Much respect to you, brothers laboring worldwide in truth and sincerity, and salutations and blessings to the hopeful elect, believing on the words of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai. Coming next to you with a quick lesson, Lord willing is edifying. Alright, and this devil is, he's moving forward with his draconian laws. He's moving forward with making things mandatory. Matter of fact, we get a quick precept before we get this word mandatory. Alright, because that's what this devil doing. He's setting up legislation, alright, to persecute the poor. Alright, who are who? The Israelites, man. More importantly, the elect of the children of Israel, the ones who are believing on the words of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai. This is Revelation chapter 13 and verse 11. And I beheld another beast coming out of the earth, and had two horns like a lamb. Yeah, these two horns represent what the patricians and the Falabians, so like if I pronounced it wrong. And in this modern time, the revised Roman Empire represents the Republicans and the Democrats. That's these two horns. Alright? And he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. Yeah, that dragon goes in what? Goes into Draconian, which are these laws. Matter of fact, let's get that. Let's get Draconian. Okay. Okay, Draconian.
Draconian.
It says, of the laws or their application, excessive, harsh, and severe. You see? So when this devil is now introducing these draconian laws, alright, he's going to come down with great wrath. Okay? It says some of the similar words: harsh, severe, strict, extreme, drastic. You see? Drastic. Let's see. Stringent, right? Strict, precise, exacting. Let's go back. Tough, right? Swindling, cruel, brutal, oppressive, right? Ruthless, relentless, punitive, authoritarian. Yeah, these laws are going to be really what it says, tyrannical, right? And it's going to be arbitrary. You ain't gonna have no say in what's going on. All right. So this devil is now writing legislation to make this thing mandatory. All right. I'm not gonna say any buzzwords. I'm gonna let the video play, and then we're gonna get precepts, and then we're gonna close it out. As these devils are giving strikes now, so it's best to err on the side of caution. All right, walk in wisdom. Okay, now I have some videos queued up, and I'm gonna play, and we're gonna get precepts and go from there. All right, I do not own the rights to these videos. This is not for monetary value. This is for educational purposes only.
Get out and get your shots. We want to socialize and be with our families in the future.
We want to thank you guys for being here with us for another great Senior Buddies campus.
Why is the Senior Vaccine Buddy program being implemented over the course of these last several weeks?
So the neighborhood we're in and neighborhoods around it have been disproportionately affected by the coronavirus pandemic. The seniors here have faced the brunt of it. So when we have the vaccine coming out, we want to make sure that access is as easy as possible here. And one way to do that is to do something simple. Knock on their doors, talk to them about the vaccine, and schedule their appointment right then and there. And that's exactly what our great team members are doing, have been doing, and will continue to do.
So you just had your door knocked on, and what message did they send to you?
get the vaccine. I've been talking to family and friends constantly, and most of my siblings have gotten their first vaccine. And some people are not, and as I was speaking to a neighbor earlier, 2 of my neighbors have gotten theirs. And I said, woohoo, good for you guys. We cannot idly stand by and not do this.
A large percentage of the illness and most of the deaths have been east of the river in southeast Washington, D.C. So certainly if you think about it, the responsible thing is for most of the vaccines, for us to focus east of the river when we're convincing people that this is the thing to do.
Okay, I have a 12:45.
When you guys walk up to your door and somebody says they haven't got vaccinated, what do you tell them then?
We say, well, this is your lucky day because we're going to sign you up for a vaccine. And should they say, well, I don't know, and they are a little hesitant, then that's a great opportunity for us to begin to educate them about the problem.
And as you can see, who are they using? They're using Jake, man, to facilitate this, to bring these things forth. Okay? They're going to start going door to door, man. Right? Why? Because of these draconian laws that's going to be introduced. It's going to make this thing mandatory. Matter of fact, let's go back to this word.
Mandatory.
Mandatory. Okay? Required by law or rules compulsory. Or excuse me. Compulsory, right? Matter of fact, let's get that word.
Compulsory.
It says required by law or rule. Obligatory, right? Let's get that word, and it might just be the same thing. Yeah, so it's just basically going in circles. Let's go back to this word, mandatory, right? It says required by law or rules. Similar words: obligatory, compulsory, binding, required, inescapable, unavoidable. You see that? It's going to be unavoidable for you to follow what they have set up, right? Scriptures tell you that these times are going to be perilous. Let's go get that. Let's go to 1 Timothy. And this place is falling down. It's on its way out. Okay? It's lucky that's not what I want. 2 Timothy. Perilous times. Okay, and it reads, this I know also, that in the last days perilous times shall come. Yeah, let's look at this word perilous. Okay, Strong's G 5467.
Strong's G 5467. Khalipas.
Kalipas. And it reads what? Hard to do, to take, to approach, hard to bear. Yeah, these are going to be some hard to bear times coming up. Troublesome, dangerous, harsh, fierce, savage. You see? It's going to be some harsh times that's coming up. Alright? And these draconian laws that they're introducing, right, are going to be unavoidable, inescapable. Right? Let's see, requisite, necessary, essential, right? Imperative. And that's what they saying right here. This is essential for them to go door to door, right?
So we're their senior vaccine buddy, and so 24 hours before their appointments, we're calling them and we're like, hey, remember I knocked on your door? You have an upcoming appointment, just to, calm their nerves and make sure that they remember all the necessary documentation and clothing requirements.
I would say for everyone that needs to take it, it's better to be safe than sorry.
Have you been telling friends and family?
I've been calling. I got 2 of my brothers. One took his first the 23rd. The other took his first yesterday. They go next month, 23rd and 24th. I did 7 of us. 7 people. Yeah.
Not only did I have grandparents, but I also have a lot of elders in my family. Also, my friends have elders in their family too. So, just by just hearing the frustration in their voice and the pain of them not being able to navigate the technology and stuff like that. So by me being there to assist them, it just give them so much joy. And and not only that, get them joy, give me joy.
Vaughn joins me live now from D.C. My goodness, friend, are you a sight for sore eyes? Tell us more about this program. When did D.C. realize that it really had a problem vaccinating vulnerable seniors? And what kind of a difference is this outreach making so far?
It was clear, Allison, that this is going to be an issue here. Just take this part of Washington, D.C. where we're looking at here. And this is Ward 7 and Ward 8. And if you look at Washington, D.C. on a map, there's the Anacostia River that essentially divides parts of Washington, D.C. In Ward 7 and 8, about 96% of the residents are people of color here. There is a clear generational disparity in terms of access to just basic broadband. The city says more than 1/3 of residents here on this side of the river don't have access to basic internet, which adds troubles if you're trying to create a vaccination. And that is why when you are looking at just these last couple of weeks, the numbers of vaccines that have come in, you've got to look at that rate. If you're looking at folks, seniors, 65 and older, compare Ward 8 right here where we are right now, just over 20% of folks 65 and older have received their first vaccine dose. Compare that to Ward 3, which is more affluent, predominantly white. The median household income is $130,000 there. More than 50% of the residents 65 and older have received that first dose there. The disparity is clear, and that is why the city is targeting these neighborhoods, going door to door. I was talking to Ms. Moses.
You hear that? They said they specifically targeting these neighborhoods, man. All right, now let's go to the second video. Lord willing, I'll leave this in the description box.
Assembly Bill A416 being proposed for the state of New York.
Listen up. This is Assembly Bill A416 for the state of New York. And we know all things either start in California or start in New York and trickle its way through the country.
Assembly Bill A416 being proposed for the state of New York. Current status of the bill is in committee. I'm going to skip down to section 412 where it states, in addition to the removal or detention orders referred to above, the governor may in his or her discretion issue and seek enforcement of any other orders that he or she determines are necessary or appropriate, including but not limited to, require an individual who has been exposed to or infected by a contagious disease to complete an appropriate prescribed course of treatment, preventative medication, or vaccination. So this bill would allow them to remove you from your home, force you into quarantine, force medical examination and treatment upon you, including a vaccination. This is no longer a conspiracy theory. If this bill gets passed for the state of New York, that's it. I mean, that's the line.
See? And why did she say conspiracy theory? Right? Why did she bring that up? Because they have been pumping out this information for a while to try and hinder the word of Yahweh Shah Shah. Okay? And this goes back to what we just read it. These draconian laws, man. Let's go to Isaiah. This is how he works. And if you don't comply with that, guess what? He's coming with the sword. His last result. Okay? This is Isaiah chapter 10 and verse 1. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and write grievousness which they have prescribed. Yeah, which they have written down. Alright, these things are grievous to the point where they're gonna mandatory, right, tell you that you have to take this, okay? That you're now gonna have to be taken from your home, alright, and quarantined off and made to take that. Again, it reads, woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that write grievousness which they have prescribed, to turn aside the needy from judgment, and to take away the right from the poor of my people, that widows may be their prey, and that they may rob the fatherless. Yeah, they may rob the Israelites, man. Okay? That's what this devil is going to do. Why? Because he's gonna go ahead and try to forward his agenda because he know he has but a short time. All right, these different policies, these different uh, law measures that they write up is just the beginning. Matter of fact, let's go to Daniel 8. Okay, and hey man, start with our apostles and elders on down. They've been warning us. We've been warning you of this impending danger that's coming. Everything happens gradually with the Lord Yahweh Shah. Even the word, it was a seed that grew and now it's flourishing. That's even with the wicked. The wicked was a seed that was planted here in America and it's grew and now is at its harvest. It's ready to be plucked. This is Daniel chapter 8 and verse 25. And through his policy also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand. You see? And through his policy also shall he cause craft to prosper in his hand, and he shall magnify himself in his heart, and by peace shall he destroy many. Yeah, that first video going door to door. And by peace shall he destroy many, and he shall also stand up against the prince of princes. Who is that? Yahushua. But he shall be broken without hand. Yeah, and that's the true ending fate of Esau Edom, the so-called white man. You're going to be broken by Yahweh Shah without hand. All right? But again, through his policy. Let's look up this word policy. Okay? H7922. Shakel says prudence, insight, understanding. Let's see. Insight, understanding, cunning, craft in a bad sense. You see? In a bad sense. So this devil is now trying to implement certain policies that's going to affect who? The children of Israel. All right? That's who this is designed to get caught up. That's why they made you so-called Negroes, you so-called Latinos, you so-called Native Americans, the face of this thing. All right? Let's go to Proverbs 29. This is Proverbs chapter 29 and verse 25. The fear of man bringeth a snare, but whoso putteth his trust in the Lord Yahweh shall be safe. Let's examine this. The fear of man bringeth a snare. Yeah, you feel it, fearing Esau. You fearing when he try to make these things mandatory at your job, in your everyday life. Guess what? You're gonna be caught up in that snare because you fearing him. You're not putting your trust in the Lord Yahweh Shah. The fear of man bringeth a snare, but whoso putteth his trust in the Lord shall be safe. So yeah, when these things are being going to be made mandatory, because they are, you're going to have to put your trust in the who? The Lord Yahweh Shah. Alright? Let's go to Jeremiah. And this is the point. Because these things are going to happen. These things are going to come down. It's written. So who you going to put your trust in? Jeremiah 17 and 11. Blessed is the man that trusteth in the Lord, and whose hope the Lord is. Yeah, we got to be hoping in the Lord Yahweh Shah. You can't stray the path. You can't fall weak. All right, you gotta understand what the will of the Heavenly Father is. Okay, and what's that? To bring down Babylon the Great in all facets. So understanding that, part of that is that all these jobs are going to be completely done away with. So why hold on to something that you know is not going to be here? That's understanding what the will of the Lord is. Matter of fact, let's get that. Ephesians 5. And we start at 15. Right? Ephesians chapter 5 and verse 15. See then that you walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time, because the days are evil. Yeah, these times are going to be evil. We just read it. perilous times are going to come, hard to bear, right? Wherefore be ye not unwise, but understanding what the will of the Lord is. You see, us being made, put in this special council, all right, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashar Shai, and having men that the Lord has set up to lead us, right, to watch over our souls. We understanding what the will of the Lord is, all right. We're not being unwise, we're being prudent. Matter of fact, let's go get that. Proverbs 22:3. It says, a prudent man foreseeth the evil. You see, a prudent man foreseeth the evil and hide of him. Yeah, where you gonna hide yourself? In a pavilion of Yahweh Bashar, in that hiding place, under those wings, right? Where those wings are ultimately like chariots, but you under the shadow of the Almighty. You have that hedge of protection, right? It says, a prudent man foreseeth the evil and hide of himself, but the simple pass on and are punished. You see? Let's go back. The simple,
Get out and get your
right?
shots.
The simple pass on and are punished. What is this thing doing? Okay. Let's get a picture of the simple. All right. And our people just, they've been blind. And, that's what the Lord did. All right. See if we can capture a better picture. The simple. You know. These people have been around Esau and trying to be equal to him for so long. They just are broken down in a state of submission. Right. Again, it reads, a prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself, but the simple pass on and are punished. You see? So the Lord are going to punish those simple. All right, the ones who trust in oppression, the ones who trust in the ways of Esau. Matter of fact, let's go to the Apocrypha. Okay, let's go to the Apocrypha. And I wasn't gonna get that, but might as well get it. Cause why? It rings true today. Sirach or Ecclesiasticus, chapter 12, and I'm gonna just jump down to 14. All right, it says, so matter of fact, I'm gonna read 13. Who will pity a charmer that is bitten with a serpent, or any come now wild beast? So one that goeth to a sinner and is defiled with him in his sins, who will pity? For a while he will abide with thee, but if thou begin to fall, he will not tarry. An enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips. Yeah, we're going to try and give you these different potions to save you, right? An enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart, his mind, he imagineth how to throw thee into a pit. He will weep with his eyes, but if he find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood. You see? He will not be satisfied with blood. If adversity come upon thee, thou shalt find him there first, and though he pretend to help thee, yet shall he undermine thee. You see? Right? And though he pretend to help thee, yet shall he undermine thee. He will shake his head and clap his hands and wish him much and change his countenance. Yeah, that's what these mandatory draconian laws are going to go into. This devil changing his countenance. All right? You see? Assembly Bill A416 introduced into what? The is right now in New York. All right? And everything trickles down from New York and California. All right? Let's go to Wisdom of Solomon. I believe this is what I want. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 7 And verse 28, it reads, the Most High loveth none but him that dwell with wisdom. Yeah, you dwelling with this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. The Lord said he love you, right? Yeah, he said he loveth none but those that dwell with wisdom. All right? And you dwelling with wisdom, guess what? The Lord says again he loves you and he gonna fight. Matter of fact, he's gonna fight for the ones he loves. Let's go to Wisdom of Solomon 3, I believe. Okay? Yep, it's beautiful. But the souls of the righteous are in the, this is Wisdom of Solomon 3 and 1. The point I want is in 9. But we're gonna read down. It says, Wisdom of Solomon 3 and 1. But the souls of the righteous are in the hand of the Most High, and there shall no torment touch them. In the sight of the unwise, they seem to die. Yeah, in the sight of unwise, these heathen, all right, 2/3 of our people, right? They seem to die, and their departure is taken for misery. Yeah, if any brother do end up being taken out, it's going to be what to these people. All right, to these 2/3 is going to seem as misery, right? And they're going from us to be utter destruction, but they are in peace. For though they be punished in the sight of men, yet is their hope full of immortality. Yeah, when you getting ready to go through these different draconian laws, these different statutes that they try and impose, right? You're going to be punished in the sight of men. For though they be punished in the sight of men, yet is their hope full of immortality. Yeah, because we know the end of the story. And having been a little chastened, they shall be greatly rewarded. Yeah, the Lord loves those who he chasten. We just read the Lord love none to him that dwell wisdom. So he's chastening you to what, clean you up, making you acceptable, making you tried in the gold of fire, making you as gold tried in the fire, right? And having been a little chastened, they shall be greatly rewarded. For the Most High proved them, you see, for the Most High proved them and found them worthy for himself. Oh, that's beautiful. As gold in the furnace, he hath tried them and received them as a burnt offering. You see that? And in the time of their visitation, they shall shine and shall run to and fro like sparks among the stubble. Yeah, these people getting burnt up, right? They shall judge the nations and have dominion over the people. Don't you read in Revelations, him that overcometh will I give charge over the nations, right? It says again, they shall judge the nations and have dominion over the people, and their Lord shall reign forever. They that put their trust, yeah, you putting your trust in the Lord Yahweh Shah Shah. You're not worried about these mandatory draconian laws that's being set up, right? They that put their trust in him shall understand the truth, and such as be faithful in love, right? How do you love Yahweh Shah Shah? By doing what he say. And such as be faithful in love shall abide, dwell, right, with him. For grace and mercy is to his saints, and he have care for his elect. So don't worry about it. Don't worry about your job, man. Don't worry about these mandatory draconian laws that's being implemented, because why? The Lord said he's going to take care of us, man. All right, through it all. Let's get this and close it out. Let's go back to Ecclesiasticus chapter 4, right? And verse 28. It reads, strive for the truth unto death, and the Lord shall fight for thee. Let's read this again. Strive for the truth unto death, and the Lord shall fight for thee. Let's get that word strive. Right? So it says what? Strive for the truth unto death. Make great efforts to achieve or obtain something. You see? Again, it says make great efforts to achieve or attain something. Struggle or fight vigorously. You see? attempt, endeavor, aim, aspire, venture. Yeah, we aspire to the kingdom. All right. Well, as we know, this is not the last hurrah. Again, it says, strive for the truth unto death, and the Lord shall fight for thee. So, when these devils try to implement these mandatory draconian laws, don't worry about it, man. The Lord got us. That's going to be it for the lesson. Lord willing, it's been edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rakar Kadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who are my teachers. Much respect to you, brothers, labing worldwide in truth and sincerity. Lord willing, covenant you a lesson. Till the next time I say, Shalom.